Hey guys, welcome to Priceless B-Movies. You know, marketing is really important when you have a film, especially a mainstream film, like one that's going to get in theaters and that's going to be seen by a widespread audience. You know, if it's just, if you're doing something that's direct to DVD or just for television, it might not be that important. But when it's something that you're really trying to make money off of and it's an actual mainstream film, it is really important that you find a way to market your movie in a way that you can't market other films. You know, the whole thing with Nightmare on Elm Street is marketed as, well, it's the first slasher movie to have, like, the whole dream nightmare concept to it. That's kind of what separated it from other movies like it. And that's kind of what's important. It's important to find the one thing that your movie has that other movies like it don't. This movie has Bruce Willis's dick, Color of Night. Color of Night stars Bruce Willis as a shrink named Dr. Bill Kappa. Bill Kappa, in the beginning of the film, speaks really harshly to one of his patients because he's just stressed about it, and she takes this very personally and commits suicide right in front of him. Because this happens, he basically suffers this trauma and goes colorblind. I'm not sure if that's actually how colorblindness works, but that's what happens in the movie. He sees her commit suicide, he sees the blood, and then the trauma makes it so that the red turns to gray, and now he can't see red anymore. This really fucks the guy up, and he can't deal with it, so he decides that he's going to go to LA to visit his buddy, played by Scott Bakula, who is also a shrink, to just kind of get away a little bit and, not have to worry about it, but also to kind of get some pointers, maybe kind of, refresh his mind and, see where he can go from there. Thing is, Scott Bakula's character is actually a group therapist. So he has this Monday night group of 5 or 6 people, and this is one of the best pieces of casting I've ever seen. Almost everyone in this group is a veteran B-movie actor. We have Brad Dourif, Chucky from the Child's Play movies. We have Lance Henriksen, a man that if you've never heard of him, what the hell are you doing watching my page? We have Kevin J. O'Connor from Lord of Illusions and The Mummy and a whole bunch of other movies where he plays these weird, quirky characters. And all is well and good until Scott Bakula ends up dead. Someone breaks into his office after hours and stabs him a lot. It's actually one of the longest death scenes I think I've ever watched in something. Someone stabs him a bunch of times. And Bruce Willis and the police figure that it's got to be somebody in this Monday night group, one of the people in these group therapy sessions. And if that's not enough to interest you in the film, there's another plot point going, because after a little while, Bruce Willis decides that he is going to find his friend's killer. He's going to take over the group and kind of analyze all the people in this group to try to figure out for himself who the killer is. But along the way, he also bumps into this pretty young thing played by Jane March, who loves to take her clothes off. It's not a bad thing, I'm just saying. She's naked a lot in this movie. And he kind of gets this thing going with her, even though she looks like she's easily half his age. Now, this brings me to what most people know Color of Night from, which is that Maxim magazine listed it as having the best sex scenes of all time. This is a movie that is more than anything else known for the sex scenes in it. So basically, if erotic thrillers are your thing, this is right up your alley. Like if you liked, Basic Instinct and, that kind of stuff, or, Body of Evidence, if you like those kinds of movies, you'll probably like Color of Night. It's basically the same thing. After a while, it looks like Jane March's character may or may not know a little more than she claims about Scott Bakula's death, and so it's like, oh, well then, what's she doing, and how does she tie into the group, and now which member of the group is the killer, if it even is one of them, and there's a lot of little mysteries to figure out. Here's the problem, though. While there are a lot of little mysteries to figure out, you'll figure at least half of them out within the first 40 minutes of the film, and the film goes on almost 2.5 hours. So, for the longest time, you're gonna figure out things that you're not supposed to figure out right away, and just be waiting for the other characters to kind of catch on, which is, let's face it, it's annoying. I'm actually going to do something here with my rating that I have not done before in any other film, but I feel like it's something I should start doing under special cases. You see, Color of Night was released, and it was trimmed by about 15 to 20 minutes for its theatrical release. The theatrical release is missing a lot of important information and a lot of important sequences, in addition to some added sex scenes. So the R-rated version of this film makes a little less sense and is edited differently, has a different score. It's all around not very good. Now, if you're able to find the director's cut, which is luckily the version that is on the DVD, then that film makes a little more sense, has a bit more to it, and though it is a bit longer, is more enjoyable. The music's better, music's a lot better. The acting seems a little bit better. They use alternate takes that just work better than the R-rated cut, the theatrical cut did. So I'm going to rate two different versions of the same film. The initial theatrical release of Color of Night, I'm giving 2 stars. I just don't like it as much. But the director's cut that exists on the VHS and the DVD, basically almost any version of it that you're going to find on a disc, I'm giving 3 stars to. That's the difference. I'm going to give 2 different ratings for the 2 different versions of the film, because I don't want to say that I think this movie was really good or really bad, and then you watch some version of the film that I'm not talking about. So I'm giving 2 ratings. Also, before I end this review, Ruben Blades is really fucking funny in this movie. That's all I'm going to say. You can watch the movie and see if you agree with me. Really fucking funny. That's my review of Color of Night. Stay tuned. I got a lot more reviews coming your way. Also, and as always, if there's a movie you can think of that you think doesn't get a lot of respect, and it should, or that a lot of people talk a lot of shit about it and you don't understand why, and you'd like to know my opinion on it, please let me know and I will see what I can do about checking out a copy of that movie and putting up a review for you. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more Priceless B movies.